What's good, YouTube? I gave you guys my all rookie first and second team, my rookie of the year. I gave you guys MVP, which I'm gonna redo because I gotta re-update it. I gave you guys a couple of awards already, so now I'm about to give you my most improved. But before I do that, I'm gonna name all the players I feel like was in consideration, just in my opinion, and I'm gonna name who I think will be most improved player of the year. So let's go through the top people that had a chance to me that could win it. Last year, Domantas Sabonis is a surprise player because they wasn't using him the right way in OKC. He was more of a stretch four, threw up some threes. He didn't really get consistent minutes. He didn't really get consistent touches inside the paint. Nate McMillan sped up the offense, letting him run up and down the court, set screens, get some layups, get some dunks, stay around the basket, stay in that mid range, 15 and under range. And he was able to take advantage of that. In OKC, he played 81 games. And he shot 39% from the field, 32% from three, 65% from the free throw line, 3.6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 5.9 points a game. In Indiana, he only got basically 4 minutes more than he did in OKC, but you can tell a big difference. He got 8.8 shots, but he knocked them down at a 51% clip, a respectable 35% from three, 74% from the free throw line, 7.7 rebounds, 2 assists, and he gave you a whopping 11.4 points a game, and that's just with a 4 minute increase. They gave him a better role. They gave him a better fit. The coach knew his strengths, and he worked him. He put him in positions where he could succeed without losing his identity, and that's always important. You want to be able to expand your game. You want to be able to add to your game, but your coach is supposed to know their personnel, and put his personnel in positions where they can succeed. And I feel like he got the best out of Sabonis, keeping him around that basket and keeping him, up and down the court so he can get easy layups and dunks. And even though he didn't start that much, he showed that he is a good, solid role player. He has helped this team. He has gave them size. He had gave them energy, and he has played the game. He's an ultimate team player. No matter what they asked him to do, even in OKC, he shut up, went and did his job, and went about it the right way. And he's doing that in Indy. It's just that the coach is utilizing him right. He has a system that fits him. And Sabonis wants to be good. He wants to be great. And you can see that even in OKC. And he has finally got to a team that can really utilize his strengths and help them win games. And he was a guy that can buy in, but he wasn't winning games, and now he is in Indiana, and they actually locked in to the playoffs, and we'll see how he plays in the playoffs. Another guy I think people slept on this year was Bobby Portis. When I went to Summer League in 2016, Bobby Portis, I believe, was the Summer League MVP, had a fantastic Summer League, showing that he can shoot, showing that he can rebound, showing that he can be a beast on the block, and he can shoot the three-point shot every once in a while. And obviously, it's easy to do it in summer league. Some people struggle in summer league too, though. But he showed that he was an NBA player this season and last season, and now he's starting to get quality minutes, a career high 22 minutes a game. Last year, he shot 48% from the field, 33 from three, 66 from the free throw line, 4.6 rebounds, and obviously 6.8 points a game. This season, he's getting a significant amount of minutes at 22.5, which is a career high. But he's shooting 46 from the field, a respectable 36% from three, a career high 77% from the free throw line, and he's at a career high at 2.2 attempts a game. He's giving you 6.8 rebounds. That's a career high. 1.7 assists. That's a career high. And he's giving you a career high 13.2 points a game. And he has played in 71 games this season. He has been one of the more consistent players. He's been reliable. He gave them a lot of punch and firepower off that bench. And he showed his versatility. He can be a good pick and pop guy, a guy that can roll to the basket, a guy that can stretch out the floor, and a guy that can score in that post and in that paint. Finishing ability is good. Jump shot has been improving, still can be better, but you can't really ask much out of a guy that been improving basically every season, and he is showing his worth. He is showing he's a good guy. He would kind of remind me a little bit of Taj Gibson, but with a little bit more range. And he plays hard. He wants to win, and he's a team player. He's the type of guy that you want on your team. Um, if you no matter what role he plays, he shows up to play basketball. You got Chris Dunn. Last year he played for the Minnesota Wolves. Played 78 games. 37% from the field, 28% from three, 61% from the free throw line, 2.2, 2.1 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 3.8 points. Chris Dunn was a bust to a lot of people. A lot of people written him off. A lot of people thought he was trash. A lot of people thought he was overrated. And on top of that, some people didn't even think he was an NBA player because how bad he played. Remember, Ricky Rubio went down for a little bit. Chris Dunn became the starter. That was his time to show that he can be a starting point guard in this league. Instead, he flopped, underperformed, and then he went back to the bench, and he never really played that good after that. And then I think he just never was the same from college. And a lot of people picked Chris Dunn to be Rookie of the Year, including me, and a lot of GMs did too. They had a vote on that, and Chris Dunn was the most likely to win Rookie of the Year, and he went out there and laid the egg. But this year he got traded. People thought he wasn't that good. People thought he was just a throw-in. He showed that he can be a starting point guard in this league. He showed that he can be a solid, great defender. He's good in the passing lanes. He's good finishing the ball. He's good in transition. He's becoming a better playmaker. He does do a lot of turnovers, but he's young and he's a point guard. You know, you handle the ball the most, you have the ball in your hand the most, and you got to make all the plays, whether it's scoring or keeping your teammates involved. That's a lot to ask from a young player, but that's what it comes with the job. You have to do all that, and this is his first season actually starting this many games, and I feel like he played a solid season. He showed a lot of potential. He showed that he can be a two-way potential player, and on top of that, he's showing that he can basically get to the paint and get his jump shot off. If he can get that jump shot a little bit more wet and be a little more consistent in scoring, maybe he can be a starting point guard in this league. Maybe he can be a franchise point guard. But he is 24 years old. He only got a couple more years to prove it. And then after that, he's going to become either a backup point guard or a role player because not a lot of teams with the draft and summer league and overseas, not a lot of people looking to invest in a point guard that long. So it's either he gonna put up or shut up, or he's gonna be out of the league or a bench player. But I like him either way. I'm riding for him, and I think he can be a franchise guy. He just got to work a little bit harder, get that jump shot wetter, and be a little bit more consistent with his passing and with his scoring. But he did have a career high in assists with 6 a game, but it also came in 3 turnovers a game. Another guy from the same draft that the next 2 guys are from the same draft is Jaylen Brown, a guy that a lot of people thought was going to be good. I thought he was going to be good because he had confidence, he had the swagger, he felt like he can do anything he wanted to, whether it was going to the paint. He felt like nobody can stop him. He believed in his jump shot even when it wasn't falling. He stayed shooting shots. He stayed being confident. He stayed consistently doing it, and he has improved a lot. He even felt like he should be an all-star, which he didn't get that far. But in the Eastern Conference, with Gordon Hayward going down and Kyrie missing a lot of games, they definitely needed Jaylen Brown to step up, and I believe that he has done that. Well, is he an all NBA player? Is he a superstar? No, but he has consistently improved over the last couple months to me, getting smarter, getting wiser, and his jump shot getting wetter. And it still needs to be a little bit better, but he's going in the right direction when it comes to his career. Last year, he shot 45% from the field, 34 from three, 68 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, and 6.6 points a game. This year, he's playing better defense, getting more minutes, scoring the ball at 46%. That's a career high. 39% from three. That's a career high. 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 14.4 points a game. Those don't blow your mind. They ain't superstar numbers, but it's superstar potential. Being able to get to the basket, being able to be confident in that stroke, in that three, that's something that we thought would take time, but 39% from three is above average. And he's been doing that consistently throughout this whole season. And as a Celtics fan, that's what I want to see. Consistent improvement. Even though they is the number 2 seed in the East, he has been playing valuable minutes. He has been playing in big games. And now the biggest test will be how he will perform in the playoffs. And if he can perform well in the playoffs, he only going to increase his brand and increase his respect around the league. And, without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, this is the opportunity for Jaylen Brown to show why he believes he was an all-star. The other guy in this draft is Brandon Ingram. The guy averaged 40% from the field, 29 from three, 62 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 9.4 points a game. He was able to improve that with 47% from the field, 39% from three, 68% from the free throw line. All those are career highs. 5 rebounds, that's a career high. 3.9 assists is a career high, and 16 points a game in 33 minutes, which is a career high also. And he shot 13 shots a game. Brandon Ingram has been fantastic, showing that he can play make, create shots for himself and for others. He can get a shot off. His jump shot has got wet. He can score in the pick and roll. He can play make in the pick and roll. He's still a guy that still shies away from the big moments a little bit. He shows a little bit signs of superstar, but he also shows signs of being an Otto Porter type of guy, which means he wants to play within the offense. But I think Luke Walton had a lot of confidence in him, and same with the Lakers drafting him. And he has shown that he has unlimited potential. He has shown that he can be a great defender. I remember he was playing against the Thunder, and he jumped up in the air and blocked Carmelo's shot, and that sealed the W for the Lakers. And he can block jump shots. He can block shots in the paint. He can be a good help defender, a good rotation defender. He can be a spot up 3-point shooter, which he has proved this year. And he's a guy that can score in the post, a guy that can score off screens, a guy that can knock down jump shots in the pick and roll if they sag off or if they go under the screen. He can knock down threes. The guy has untapped potential. He has been brutally good. And the Lakers should be smiling that they got a player like that in their future. And you got to combine that with they still have Julius Randle. They still have Kyle Kuzma. They have Lonzo Ball, who has improved since he has got injured. He has come back more confident, has more swagger, and I like the way Lonzo Ball been playing also. And this team has a lot of young players, have stacked potential, and if they can put it together and continue to develop, I can see them being a strong team in the Western Conference for years to come. Honorable mention, Lou Williams. Lou Williams obviously has been a good player all his career, basically. Well, not all of his career, but he's been one of the better players in the career, especially coming out of high school. He averaging a career high 22.6 points a game, 43 from the field, 35 from three, 88 from the free throw line. He's giving you 5 assists, which is a career high, and he's doing it in basically playing the whole season. We thought the Clippers was done. They wasn't going to make the playoffs. They was going to basically bottom out. They competed, they fought, and Lou Williams was a big part of that, knocking down big games, taking over fourth quarters, knocking down threes, knocking down mid-range, creating fouls, creating plays for his teammates. He damn near done it all besides play defense, and it helped the team win, and that's all you can ask for. And this has been one of his better seasons, if not his best season. It's sad that he wasn't an all-star. It's sad that he might not be on the all NBA team, which I think he's not going to be, but he has had a phenomenal season. And if he's most likely he's not going to win most improved either, because he hasn't improved as much as the other player I'm about to announce. But at the end of the day, he has had a fantastic season. Worst case scenario, he walks away with 6th man of the year, and that's some type of hardware at least. For my pick, which is everybody know by now, because I didn't mention his name yet, is Victor Oladipo. He's a guy that has destroyed the NBA this year, getting a career high 47% from the field when all the defenses are scouting you All the defenses is trying to find a way to stop you. The coaches are game planning for you. And Victor Oladipo has went out and shot 47% from the field. If you're a volume scorer, you want to shoot 45 and higher, and he's shooting excellent from the field. He has a lot of confidence. He is in attack mode. He is believing it. He's very confident because he's taking jump shots in the pick and roll. If they go under the screen, he's knocking down a three. If they go over the screen, he's getting to the basket. He's throwing up lobs to Miles Turner. He's kicking out the shooters like he's kicking out the Sabonis. He's kicking out the Turner at the three-point line. He has been dominant in the pick and roll. He has been getting out in transition with these steals. I think he leads the NBA in steals besides Paul George. He's getting out in transition, getting layups, getting dunks. He's knocking down free throws. He's getting in games against LeBron when he's shooting clutch shots. When LeBron is trying to take over one game, Victor Oladipo had enough confidence in his game to take shots, not only to take them, but make them against the best player to some people in the world. And he did that twice against LeBron. And he's been closing games all season. If you watch majority of his highlights, in the fourth quarter, they go to Oladipo. He's been hitting big shots and he's been knocking down threes, not just going to the line shooting free throws. He's been creating his own shot, knocking down mid-range jumpers, get into the paint, knocking down free throws, and knocking down pull-up threes off the dribble, sometimes without even a screen, and sealing games. This guy has become, from a role player to a second option in OKC to now he's the man and a guy that led the team to the playoffs in Indiana. This season, and he's been a cold-blooded killer in the fourth quarter. No matter who he's been playing against, what team he's been playing against, he has shown a lot of superstar potential, and he's been efficient from the field. And I said before this season that he need to get that jump shot wet, and he's shooting 36 from three. He's shooting 80% from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and he's averaging a career high 23 points a game. And the highest he ever averaged before that was 17. So he always showed potential that he can be a star. He always showed potential that he could be a two-way player. He always showed the potential that he can take over a game. And he was able to put it together consistently and dominate consistently throughout the season. And his stock has rose, his respect has rose, and his hardware will grow because he might be an all-NBA third-team player, or depending on who votes. And he definitely should be the most improved player, and that's the guy I would have to pick. He has been doing this in a landslide. Nobody has improved as much as he has done, and he is the man that you game plan and prepare for when you go against the Pacers, and nobody could do nothing about it because he was able to show out every single game so far this year, and that's why he has become an all-star also. And I like Victor Oladipo. I always had faith in him. I always knew he was good, but he has finally broke through and showed his superstardom this season. And hopefully he can continue to build upon that in this season, in the future, and become even better. And hopefully he can become probably the best shooting guard in the league, or one of, the top three. And he probably might be top three now, depending on who you ask. And he's shown that he's one of the better players in the league. No longer a role player, no longer the second option. He's the guy, and he has done that. Check out my website at analysisplayground.com. Link in the description and comment section below. Check out my Facebook page at analysisplayground.com. Link in the description and comment section below. I'm going. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.